Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
The star, Rachel Zegler, is unbelievably charmless in public.
She was, as woke as they are.
She just sounds bitter and angry.
I don't think they're going to buy it. I don't think they're going to watch it. I don't think they're going to like it.
Every time she speaks, she gets less likable.
This truly is the worst casting, maybe, in the history of the film industry.
Rachel Zegler, she's an asshole.
You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up.
Then 1 minute on Snow White and how it totally imploded at the box office this weekend.
Rachel is literally the star of a Disney movie, and she acts like she's some sort of victim. And that's the sort of mentality that is just poisoning people's minds. Like, she acts like her life is so bad.
I truly do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings. I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
They spent $170 million to make the thing, and it had the lowest opening, under $50 million, of any of these live action Disney remakes that they've ever had.
And, you know the saying, go woke, get broke, and Disney's going to lose money on this movie. And I believe it only made less than $1 million in China.
If Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office, they are more than welcome to do that. But maybe think of an original idea.
A few lessons for Disney. Number one, stop cannibalizing all your old IP. Like, it's really bad. It's really bad business. Number two, please stop changing all of the historic plots, which actually have meaning to generations of people, to instead become generic woke story about how woman leads revolutionary uprising and she don't need no man.
What if one bratty actress could tank a Disney classic before the credits even rolled? Disney's live-action Snow White was supposed to be a golden ticket, big-budget, iconic story, instant cash. Instead, it's a steaming pile of failure, and Rachel Zegler's the one holding the match. This isn't just about a movie bombing, it's about a rude, entitled star with a woke chip on her shoulder turning a fairy tale into a nightmare. From trashing the original to picking fights online, she made sure this remake crashed hard. Here's how it all fell apart.
And to constantly say things that are like just atrocious because they're looking for attention and they can never have enough of it. They can never have enough of it.
Disney thought they'd snagged a princess until the backlash hit like a brick. She could sing, sure, and she had that newbie shine, but the second the news dropped, fans flipped out. Snow White supposed to be pale as snow, they yelled online she'd won a Golden Globe. Yeah, but this was Disney. People expect humble, not haughty. Already you could smell trouble brewing.
Fans accusing Disney of inserting unnecessary feminism into classic fairy tales.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
She didn't just grab the role, she spit on the classic. By 2022, Zegler was doing press for the film, which was already a mess thanks to Co. and a set fire that cost millions. Most stars would play nice, right? Not her. She went full woke warrior on the 1937 Snow White, the cartoon that made Disney a legend.
And be swept off of your feet and live happily ever after. No, you should want to be the prince. You should want to go out and fight the bad guys with a sword.
It's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
Snow White is running for president.
I'm launching my campaign.
They have been making this film for a very long time because it's just been so scandalized. And so they had to basically put it on ice after people were firstly outraged by Rachel Zegler speaking ill about the prior film, the film that she was remaking. And it's such a weird thing for their whole pitch as feminists to be is like the best thing you can strive to be as a man. Everything will be great once we just act exactly like men. There's nothing special about being a woman. Let's just be men. It just doesn't feel like we're winning.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
I'm sure a lot of people will assume it's a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yep. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's scenes could get cut? Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you Disney? I've read your book, and I have. It's a phenomenal book. You're losing generation of loyal viewers. When you think about Snow White, what is the premise? What is the story?
It's a love story. It's a love story.
It's a dream for a girl to grow up and a man falls in love.
I'm really upset that the biggest theme here is that it's anti-men. She called him a stalker.
Fans were pissed. Who's this chick to trash our childhood? Her whole vibe screamed entitlement, like she was too good for The story she was paid to bring to life. She kept going bragging about how the new version ditched the romance for some girl boss twist.
An interview clip that you read the quote from, but she's gone on to talk about this film numerous times, how she once thought Snow White was creepy, she doesn't like the prince, she thinks she should get paid more because she has to wear that dress, she should get paid for streaming for every hour she has to wear the dress. I mean, talk about biting the hand that feeds you.
Disney fans didn't want a lecture, they wanted magic or rude digs at a 90-year-old classic had number not. My Snow White trending fast. PR folks were probably sweating bullets.
Then they got even crazier and they decided that the dwarves in Snow White weren't woke enough, okay?
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me.
Right.
And now it's taken away. I don't feel that's right.
Did the dwarfs make it or no?
Well, the CGI dwarfs did. Of course, that goes back to the original controversy where Peter Dinklage, a very talented little person actor, said, why are we doing that? We've hired a Latina actress to be Snow White. That's progressive. But you're going to hire little people to play the dwarfs? That just seems like a step backwards. And then, of course, Disney instantly buckled and said, okay, we're going to add.
One big mouth changed everything for the dwarfs. The Game of Thrones guy went off on a podcast. Why is Disney still doing this backward dwarf crap? He raged. It's 2022. Overnight, they ditched the 7 dwarfs. 4 CGI magical creatures. Zegler, of course, had to chime in all woke and proud. We're moving past stereotypes. She posted acting like she'd personally saved the day. But little person actors, they were fuming. She's out here preaching while we lose. Jobs one vented, online Peters loaded were not. Leaked pics of the CGI replacements hit the web. Lame glowing blobs that